Okay, everybody, so welcome back to our short series on CARRD and using newsletter marketing to build your brand, business, and publishing platform. So in this video, as promised, I'm going to show you really quickly how to set up a landing page that builds your list, and we're going to use these two tools together. So we're going to use CARRD, which you're looking at here, and then we're going to use the awesome newsletter marketing service, or actually, they're not even a marketing service. They are a newsletter creation tool called Review. They were recently purchased by Twitter. I've been, kind of singing the praises of these guys for years. It's the absolute easiest way to build a great newsletter for your brand and business, simply because you don't need to do long form writing. You can actually just curate content. So as you're seeing here in the background, I just set this account up, so it's brand new. And these are all the different sources of content that you can connect to actually pull content into your review newsletter. In addition to anything you find online, you can see here's a Chrome bookmarklet here, which is beautiful. You can save anything that you find on the web to review. So, there's lots of strategies for doing this skillfully, for just setting keyword alerts and or just using Google, or just if you have a brand or business Facebook account or Twitter account, just essentially pulling content from pretty much everywhere that you publish or that you find content, and aggregating it or syncing it into your newsletter. Again, this is for folks who don't want to write a lot of long form content, but want to have very, very niche oriented, or even like local news sites. This is great for folks who are realtors or local marketers, or those of you who are building authority sites, or building directories, marketplaces, etc. All right, so rather than just talk about, let me just show you the mechanics of doing this. We're going to go to new site in CARRD. Again, these are the two tools that we're pulling from. We're going to go to landing. Here I'm just going to pick a generic CARRD template rather than one. If you go to all, you'll see these are mine. They're not available to you, right? These are things that I've either purchased or created or modified. So I don't want to use these for examples. I want to use actually things that everyone watching this can access. And this is the CARRD selection of landing pages that are available to everybody, or at least everybody on a pro account. Pro accounts on CARRD are very, very affordable, $19, $29, $49 a year. So if you're building a digital media brand, certainly CARRD is a great way of doing that. So let's find a template that's really newsletter focused. I think this one maybe. I don't know what any of these actually do. I know this one is. So let's select this one here, because I can see the header. Or maybe it's not, actually. That's a lie. I lied. It's not newsletter focused. That looked like a newsletter button. Here, it's not. It's actually a get started button. So let's select this one. This one looks like it may be. All right, and it is, right? So you have a picture here and a prominent newsletter sign up button here. So all we're going to do is, now you can add the picture if you wanted. I kind of don't want to go through all this right now, but all right, here's a picture of me and my girlfriend and my sister and her husband. I'm sure all these folks don't want to necessarily be in this tutorial, but that aside, so let's go to sign up. And what we're going to do here is we're going to, if you can see the sign up button here, we're going to actually use Review, which is the service we just mentioned. And CARRD makes this uber easy. All you got to do is enter the API key and you're done. All right, let's go back into Review. Let's scroll down to the bottom on the integrations page. At the very, very, very bottom, you'll see an API key. We're going to copy that. I'm going to go back to CARRD. I'm going to paste that API key there. And then I'm going to set the completion action. We're going to redirect it to a URL. Let's call it partners.mindfulmarketplace.com. That's our main course community. I'm going to save this. We're going to publish this to a live URL. We're going to call this My News. I don't know if that's going to be available. It probably won't be. It's not. My Newsletter is available. All right, so we're going to publish this to a CARRD URL. I'm going to just add the description because they require you to do this. Ian's new newsletter and Ian's new newsletter. All right, we're going to scroll down. And I'm just going to change this just because I have a little bit of OCD. I'm going to change this from Jane Brown to say my name. Okay, and we're done. And we're going to publish this. You have 2 unfinished. All right, go to the first element. Let's see what they want me to fix. I'm just going to delete this. I don't need these things on this page. So there's actually a lot more to this template than I noticed. All right, so let's, and that's why it's requiring me to actually configure those elements. I didn't see all that. That should be enough to save. Let's see. Let's go to that element. Now it's publishing. So one of the things about CARRD that you just noticed is that they actually, if you have like actions or elements that require actions, you actually have to configure them prior to publishing. I didn't see all the extra stuff on that page, or I would have picked a different template. It matters not. For our purposes, here is a landing page with my name, a picture of me, and one of my sisters, who's I'm sure not going to be thrilled to be featured in this. And we're going to sign up, and it's going to redirect me to the partners.mindfulmarketplace.com thank you page while simultaneously adding somebody, myself in this case, to our review newsletter. All right, let's look at this. Let's sign up, and all that should happen immediately. Oh, the form hasn't been configured yet. Let's go back, see what I did wrong. I'll bet you the API key didn't save, and I'm right, it didn't. Now let's do it. I can't tell. Did that save? It looked like it should have. Let's see. The API key is not staying in there. That's not good. All right, let's go back. Oh, the period. That's why. Fuck. Done. Let's go back here. Now let's save. I like making these mistakes because it's the sort of stuff that you're going to see in your own, workflow. I mean, if it's all perfect, it's not true. Therefore, screwing some stuff up in live extemporaneous, full view of the small amount of people who are actually going to watch this is actually a feature, not a bug. All right, let's sign up. And boom, it works. So it's redirected to the partners.mindfulmarketplace.com landing page. I added a subscriber. By dint of that all happening, that means that the action was successful, which means that in review, I just added my first subscriber, which might not show up yet. It might take a minute. Might be refreshed a couple times, but it worked because the redirect worked. The API key worked by dint of the redirect and all that stuff. All right, if I go back to home, go back to subscribers, It usually takes a couple minutes for these things to show up in the back end, but I'm not going to sit here, obviously, and waste 3 or 4 or 5 minutes for that to happen in order to show it to you, on the back side. So the fact that all those triggers worked as designed, that's the way you add subscribers to Review using a CARRD landing page. Okie doke, and Review is great. I recommend you check it out. And it's also great for those of you who are building businesses where you're consulting with other people who understand the importance of having a newsletter, but just don't like to write, which is like 95% of all the people I bump up against in the world. People who hate to write, but they want a newsletter. Well, a curated newsletter like Review is a really great way of having your cake and eating it too. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you, as always, so much for watching. If you have any questions or are interested in working with me, send an email, mindfulmarketplace@gmail.com, or leave a comment in YouTube below. And also, if you sign up for CARRD, I'll leave our affiliate link for Mindful Marketplace in the description box. If you sign up for CARRD, send me an email as well using our link, and I'll send you something free as a thank you for doing that. Thanks again for watching. As always, have a wonderful day.